Hi. So last time we were here, we were talking about an artist. And this artist, if you remember, he made some kind of funny pictures, but we started to look into it a little more and we realized they weren't really funny. They had a lot of really smart thought behind that. So do you remember who our artist was from last time? Who was that artist? His name started with a P. Do you remember? Who was that? It was, let's see if you got it. It was Pablo Picasso. Do you remember that name? Picasso. He's a pretty famous artist. And he did all these great things in his artwork. He used basic shapes. It was all about cubism. You remember that from last time? And then he used colors to express his feelings. I don't have any colors up here, but he would use like kind of strange colors or unrealistic colors to kind of get a mood or a feeling in his picture. He also used something called exaggeration, where he makes things too big or too small for the face. And then he also mixed perspectives, like he would mix a side view nose with a front view eye. And that was pretty cool. That was something that he did. And that was one of my favorite things. So what we're going to do today is we are going to continue our self-portraits, and we are going to use exaggeration, making something way too big for the face. And then we're going to mix perspectives. Mixed perspectives means we're going to use a side view and a front view in some places today. We're going to mix those together. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do it today, okay? We're going to go ahead and get our stuff ready and we'll get started. Okay, so the last time we were here, we started with a portrait or a picture of ourselves, and we drew our head, we drew our hair, and our shirt with all our shapes on it, and that looks pretty realistic, and that wasn't exactly what Pablo Picasso did. But today we're going to add the facial features, and this is the fun part. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to set my portrait aside that I started, and I'm just going to worry about my three squares that I got from last time. So on the biggest one, we are going to exaggerate. We're going to make a really big facial feature. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your black crayon, and really big in this space, you're going to make a front view eye. So we're going to make it looks kind of like a football shape. It goes like this at the top, and then the bottom is just exactly the same but opposite, almost like a reflection. Okay, so I'm going to make this shape at the bottom, so that will be my eye shape, but great big. And then I'm going to make the color part of the eye. Okay, and then the middle part, this part is called the iris, the color part, and the middle part is the pupil or the black dot. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in with my black crayon. Then you're going to make some eyelashes. Okay, and we will color that in a minute, but I'm going to set that aside for a second. So I've got my really big exaggerated eye. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do on any one, we've got two more of these, you can pick whichever color you want, but on this one you're going to make a side view eye. A side view eye looks more kind of like a triangle, but instead of making a straight line, you're going to make a curved line like this, and that's kind of where the eyeball pops out. And then remember, we've got the iris, which is the circle part of the eye, and the pupil, okay? And if you want really long eyelashes, you can make that like a really long line that comes out, okay? So kind of like that, okay? And then I'm gonna color that. So I've got my front view exaggerated eye. I've got my side view eye, just a normal size eye. And on this one, you're gonna make a nose. Now you can decide, do you want a side nose? The side nose would look like this with one dot for your nostril, okay? Or you can make a front view nose like this, and you can make two nostrils or two dots, okay? So you get to choose on this one. Do you want a side view or do you want a front view? You decide which one you want to do here. And then we also need a mouth. The mouth we are actually going to draw on here, but we're going to draw it after we glue all of these things down, okay? So we're gonna find our pieces and we're gonna put them on here and we're gonna see where we want to put them. Now remember, Picasso didn't always make everything in the right place. Sometimes he made them a little off. Now I don't wanna put the nose up here and the eye down here because then it kind of stops looking like a face. So we wanna kind of put it in the right place, but then you can turn it and move it just a little bit, but we want 2 eyes, a nose, and then a mouth. And the mouth, you can draw a side mouth or you can draw a front mouth. And I think I'm gonna do a side mouth for mine. So I'm just gonna have 2 lips like this and I'm gonna draw it straight onto my paper. Now, when you've decided where you want all your pieces, we are gonna glue them down, but we do need to color them first. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my colored pencils and I'm gonna color them in. The first part is this pointed part of the side view eye. You're gonna color this in white. Everybody's eye has white, and I know that Picasso didn't always use realistic colors, but if we don't color it white, it's gonna kind of stop looking like an eye. So we gotta make it a little bit realistic. We're gonna put white there. On this part, the corners or the outside part, this part is gonna be white. So I'm gonna color that in with my colored pencil white, and try not to color over the top of the crown. When you do, it kind of drags that oily part of the crown, and I did it a little bit here and it made it black. So try not to go over the top of your crown. Try to stay off those lines when you color that in. But I'm gonna completely color this in here. Oop, I dragged a little bit, that's okay. Just try to do your best. Sometimes we make mistakes. I'm gonna color this in. Da, da, da. And then for the color part of your eye, you can leave it the color that it is. If you like it green and purple, that's fine. If you want to color it in a different color, then you can color in a different color over the top. I'm going to make this is so crazy, I'm going to make an orange eyeball. Does anybody have orange eyeballs? No, that's not realistic. But that's okay, because Picasso didn't always make it realistic. And I think over here, I think I'm gonna make blue eyes. You can have blue eyes, but I don't have blue eyes. I actually have green eyes, so I'm making this not realistic for me. I'm gonna color in this space all the way around. And I kind of like to color it for eyes, kind of like a star almost, kind of coloring, popping out from the eyeball. That looks pretty cool. And then color in some of the edges. And then I've got my eye. And then the nose, I'm not even gonna color that in. I'm just gonna leave it because I like it pink. For the mouth, I do need to color in the mouth a different color. I could color it in red, or how about green? That would be so weird, wouldn't it? Green lips. Have you ever seen green lips? I have not. That'd be fun. Maybe something I could do for a costume, green lips. That looks funny. Okay, now I'm gonna take my glue stick and I'm gonna glue those down, and then I am finished today. When you are done with your artwork, you are going to take a picture and you're gonna turn it in and you're gonna send it to me, okay? Great job today, guys.